Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lakers injury report: Jared Vanderbilt, Christian Wood still out in Game 3 vs. Nuggets. The Los Angeles Lakers are listing forward Jared Vanderbilt and big man Christian Wood as out for Thursday night's pivotal Game 3 against the Denver Nuggets. Vanderbilt has been out since February 1, with right midfoot sprain suffered during a game against the Boston Celtics. Prior to that, Vanderbilt had been rounding into form after starting the season on the sideline thanks to left heel bursitis. In the last 6 games he played in, Vanderbilt recorded multiple steals in 5 of them. Known primarily for being one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, Vanderbilt also scored in double figures in 5 of those contests. His defense and energy could give the Lakers reserves a much-needed boost in a series that has been extremely close so far despite the Lakers being down 0-2, but it will have to wait until Game 4 at the earliest. The same can be said for Wood, who last played on February 14 after undergoing arthroscopic surgery on his knee. The big man would give the Lakers another size option and a potential offensive boost as the Lakers are averaging just 101 points in their series against the Nuggets so far. The Lakers' reserves have given them basically nothing so far in the series. Taurean Prince is the only bench player to score through 2 games, and the Lakers could really use another player or 2 to turn to that can take some pressure off the starters, particularly LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Both LeBron and Davis are listed as probable for Game 3, but there is no chance at either not suiting up for the most important game of this Lakers season. Both are giving everything they have in order to try and take down the defending champion Nuggets, but thus far it hasn't been enough. Expecting Vanderbilt or Wood to come in after months out due to injury and completely change everything would be foolish as it takes time to fully get back into game shape. But a return for either or both should at least give the Lakers options to see if anything can help them overcome the Nuggets, so it will be interesting to see if either is able to play in Game 4 on Saturday. Despite being down 0-2 in the series, and the demoralizing way in which they dropped Game 2, the Lakers have continually preached that they have to put it behind them and focus on Game 3. D'Angelo Russell was one of many who preached that while adding that he likes where the Lakers are at despite the series deficit. Next game. Like I said, I like where we're at, Russell added. We did a lot of good things that gave us an opportunity to win all night. It came down to some things that we really couldn't control. I like our fight. Shaquille O'Neal guarantees Lakers will make changes if they lose to Nuggets. The Los Angeles Lakers have already fallen behind 0-2 in their playoff series against the defending champion Denver Nuggets, and Lakers legend Shaquille O'Neal issued a strong message regarding what the team will do if it doesn't come out of the series victorious. O'Neal spoke about the team's current predicament on a recent episode of his podcast and guaranteed that changes will be made if LA loses. The 4-time NBA champion offered the prediction after he was asked about Lakers head coach Darvin Ham's future with the team. I don't like talking about coaches, he said when asked if he thinks Ham will be with the Lakers long term. No, I don't have any idea. However, if the Lakers lose, changes will be made. I know that for a fact. He continued by reminding listeners that the Lakers expect nothing less than excellence. That's just the way they operate, he said. That's a storied franchise, historical franchise. We're used to winning. We're all about winning. Ever since that bubble championship, it's gone up and down, so changes will definitely be made. Lakers fans will remember that the team's surprise playoff run to the Western Conference Finals last season ended against the Nuggets. The Lakers were competitive in every game of that series, but ended up losing in a 4-0 sweep. That trend appears to be continuing into this year's series between the two teams. The Lakers led in both Game 1 and Game 2, but ultimately lost both contests. Game 2 ended in heartbreaking fashion. After being up double digits for much of the game, the Lakers allowed the defending champs to claw back in the second half. An epic buzzer-beating shot by Nuggets guard Jamal Murray gave his team the 101-99 victory. Now, the series heads back to Los Angeles for the third and fourth games. If LeBron James and company have any hope of winning the series, they are going to have to win at least one of the two upcoming contests. Going 2-0 in the next two games is surely the goal for LA. If the Lakers do end up losing in their first-round series, it will be disappointing but not a shock. The Nuggets were one of the best teams all season and seem primed to repeat as champs. As for the Lakers, they sputtered through much of the regular season and had to get a win in the play-in tournament before earning their spot in the playoff bracket. Paul Pierce wonders if Lakers' LeBron James voted him as the GOAT. During a recent poll conducted by The Athletic, it turned out that former Boston Celtics star Paul Pierce got a lone vote for the greatest of all-time honor from an unnamed player. Could that lone vote be from Los Angeles Lakers superstar forward LeBron James? Pierce is not eliminating that theory. While on Tuesday's episode of FS1's Undisputed, Pierce wondered about the possibility that it was the leader of the Lakers who cast that GOAT vote. What if LBJ voted for me? Pierce asked Keyshawn Johnson and Skip Bayless. I played against him, he must think something. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? We had a lot of battles. Come on now, we had some tough battles. We had some tough battles. It could have been LB. Indeed, long before James first signed with the Lakers, he and Pierce used to have plenty of head-to-heads back in their days in the Eastern Conference when the four-time league most valuable player was still suiting up for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Miami Heat. James is definitely familiar with what type of a basketball player Pierce was on the court, and he can't deny that Pierce was a terrific baller and fierce competitor. After all, Pierce has an NBA ring, is a 10-time NBA All-Star, and is part of the NBA 75th anniversary team. All that being said, it is still surprising to many to see Pierce get a vote as the greatest basketball player to ever set foot on a court. That vote must have been from someone who didn't take the exercise too seriously. Imagine all the legends of the game that voter had to mentally ignore in order to come down with a conclusion that Pierce is the all-time best player in basketball history. That means that from that voter's perspective, based on his vote, Pierce had a better career than the likes of Lakers great Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and Tim Duncan, among others, and let alone Michael Jordan and James. Pierce did not directly say it, but he must have been just as surprised as so many people when he learned that someone actually voted for him as the GOAT. Hey, man, I got 0.8% of the votes for the GOAT, Pierce added. Listen, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. I got a vote. To get one vote, Pierce also believed that his legacy would have been so much better, and by that, he meant finishing his career with many more NBA titles, if he had played with more talented players around him. Hey, they knew if I had better players around me when I was younger, I probably would have won about 5 or 6 championships, too. James, who got the second most votes in the poll behind his heiress, has yet to be asked whether it's him who wrote Pierce's name on the ballot, but it's also not the best time for someone to ask him that, considering how bad it is looking at the moment for the Lakers. Los Angeles has lost both its first 2 games in the first round of the 2024 NBA playoffs against the reigning NBA champions Denver Nuggets. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Paul Pierce? Leave your opinion in the comments.